people from the youngest to the oldest that will be able to make the right decisions moving forward to be able to help our children out and help our elders out and help out all of our people. And Mono Changara, so you could bless all of our mourners out there today, and so you could continue to bless us with all the two-legged, all the four-legged, all the winged ones, all the ones that swim underwater, the ones that grow in their creation. Mono Changara, so you can continue to bless our soldier boys and soldier girls wherever they are in the world today. I said you could bless them with whatever it is that they stand in need of. And Mono Changara, say these kind of things to you here, thinking about all the different things that our people go through today. Mono suffer from different challenges in their life, mental illness and addiction. Mono, I say you could bless them, take care of them. And then as we move forward here with the council, I say you could bless each and every one of the council members' families, the things that they go through, the things that they carry. I say you could take care of it for them in a good way. And if there's anything I may have left out in this word of prayer here today, I say you could take care of it for us and overlook us of our shortcomings.
Thank you, Isaac. Council, we have an addition to the agenda under tribal council items. We have Visa White Wing request, and in executive session, we'll visit with the Winnebago Housing Development Commission Director. Are there any further additions to the agenda? Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion.
Motion
Second.
by Eric, second by Isaac. Discussion? Objection? Motion carried 4-0-0. Starting with the minutes, do we have a motion for the May 15th, 2024 Physical Resource Meeting minutes?
Move it.
Motion by Eric, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Isaac. Discussion? Objection? Motion carried 4-0-0. May 16th, 2024 CEO report minutes. Do we have a motion to approve?
Move it.
Motion by Isaac. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Eric. Discussion? Objection? Motion carried 4-0-0. May 20th, 2024 mid-month meeting. Do we have a motion to approve minutes?
Move it.
Motion by Eric. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Isaac. Discussion? Objection? Motion carried 4-0-0. May 22nd, 2024 General Council meeting minutes. Do we have a motion to approve?
Move it.
Motion by Isaac. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Teresa. Discussion? Objection? Motion carried 4-0-0. May 24th, 2024 Treasurer's Report meeting minutes. Do we have a motion to approve?
Move it.
Motion by Eric. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Isaac. Discussion? Objection? Motion carried 4-0-0. And lastly, May 29th, 2024 special meeting with law enforcement federal partners meeting minutes. Do we have a motion to approve?
Move it.
Motion by Isaac. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Teresa. Discussion? Objection? Motion carried 4-0-0. Moving on to ratification of the 5 signatures, we have the May 21 approval of the memorandum of understanding between the Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska and Winnevegas Casino Resort. Do we have a motion to ratify?
Motion to ratify.
Motion by Isaac. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Eric. Discussion? Objection? Motion carried 4-0-0. May 28, 2024, approval of financial assistance for tribal member due to daughter being admitted to a hospital in Cincinnati, Ohio for a critical illness. Do we have a motion to ratify?
Motion to ratify.
Motion by Eric. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Teresa. Discussion? Objection? Motion carried 4-0-0. May 28, 2024, approval to adopt resolution 24-136 for tribal enrollment applicant for emergency enrollment. Do we have a motion to ratify?
Motion to ratify.
Motion by Isaac. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Teresa. Discussion? Objection? Motion carried 4-0-0. May 28, 2024, approval of food funds for MP and her son during her required stay near the hospital for the next 6 weeks in Omaha. Do we have a motion to ratify? Ratified by Eric. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Isaac. Discussion? Objection? Motion carried 4-0-0. That moves us into new business, and in the packet, we have a modification to the Little Priest Tribal College bylaws, and this discussion came out of other business, but we do have President Patil here with us. Welcome. Would you like to join us? Hi, Manoj, good morning.
Good morning. Ms. Kichan, how are you?
Great. Do you want to talk about the amendment to Appendix B?
Yes. On April 1st, 2024, the Tribal Council made a motion requesting Little Priest Tribal College to research board compensation to the Little Priest Tribal College board. The board informed me about that, and I started my research. Out of the 35 tribal colleges I've contacted, we got response from 26 tribal colleges. Out of the 26, 2 did not give us any dollar amounts, but the 24 did. So we collected the data and presented it to the board, Little Priest Tribal College board. And during the May board meeting, the board made a motion to increase the compensation to $300 per board member per meeting, and the board chair gets $350 per meeting, as the board chair is involved in a lot more activities. So it was a unanimous vote from the board, and as per our bylaws, before we implement any changes to our bylaws, the tribal council has to ratify the changes.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve amendment to Little Priest Tribal College bylaws, Appendix B, as presented?
Move it.
Motion by Isaac, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Eric. Discussion. Just want to say thank you to the Little Priest Tribal College board members that have served, not only right now, but in the past, and the growth of our college. And this is another step in, I think, the growth of our college. So thank you.
Before I step out, I just want to take this.
Not yet.
I just want to take this opportunity to thank Ms. Kichan. Your comments at the Appropriations Committee was very well received by not only by Little Priest, but the entire tribal colleges. Presidents have called me to thank you. So I want to say, Pinigigi, thank you for your support, and especially on the facilities and improvement and repair plan. So much so that now they are discussing of not canceling it, which they were thinking next year. So your support means a lot to me, to the college, but to the entire tribal colleges. So thank you.
Thank you for that acknowledgement. It's the entire table, you know, nothing happens without the table's approval, so thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Lorelei.
I just want to make a comment. We already addressed this with your board, but it's foremost on our minds that our tribal members need to be employed at our college. And the way to do that is the point system. We already addressed it with the board, so I'm not violating any of our agreements with North Central or whoever it is. But I'm just bringing it so it's on your radar. We expect our tribal members to be employed in our tribal college. Thank you.
And in the June board meeting, they have as a discussion item, so we are updating our point system, and we'll have a presentation to the board in next 15 days.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Objection to the motion? Motion carried 4-0-0. Thank you, Manoj.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Other new business, we have a motion, we have a resolution 24-137. It's to approve the OVC FY24 Tribal Victim Services Set-Aside Formula Program of $212,424 grant for the Winnebago Tribal Court from the U.S. DOJ Office for Victims of Crime. Do we have a motion to adopt that resolution?
Move it.
We have a motion by Eric. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second.
Second by Teresa. Discussion. Objection. Motion carried 4-0-0. Next, we have a resolution to approve the FY24 Head Start Program Improvement request of $99,700 from the Office of Head Start for the purchase of a minibus for the Winnebago Head Start. Do we have a motion to adopt Resolution 24-138?
Move it.
Motion by Isaac. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Eric. Discussion. Objection. Kenny in. Kenny, we have a motion on the floor to adopt Resolution 24-138. It was motioned by Isaac and second by
It's on the
Eric.
backside,
We're on number 3 under new business.
backside of that paper.
So there's a motion on the floor. Any discussion? Objection to the motion. Motion carried 5-0-0. There is no old business, so we're moving into tribal council items, and the first item is a 2024 annual powwow committee. I understand there was some,
Councilman Decora has an email.
okay,
What time do we get Kenny in?
9:17.
okay. Okay, so last week or so, we had received a memo from our Veterans Department, and it was to remove committee members. And so the request was to remove Jeffrey Barrage and Don Snowball from the Powell Committee to make it an official action. Also, they'd like to add a member. Is that what we're doing here?
No, they want to advertise
Okay, thank you.
until filled.
So, do we have a motion to remove John Snowball and Jeffrey Barrage from the 2024 Powell Committee by request of the veterans?
Move it.
Motion by Eric, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Isaac. Discussion. Objection? Motion carried 5-0-0. Do we have a motion to advertise those vacancies on the Powell Committee
Until filled.
until filled?
Move it.
Motion by Teresa, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Isaac. Discussion. Objection. Motion carried 5-0-0. That brings us to a tribal member request. Council, you may have saw it on the email. And this was a student at the University of Montana, and they're having a hardship. There's a detailed narrative in your packet. Okay.
It's hard to see. She's on there though.
Marcelia, did you want to share anything? Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on. And I just really didn't have anywhere to turn, you know? So, well, really, it was my sister Muriel that kind of guided me to ask my tribal council. You know, I don't ask you guys for a lot. I really try not to. But I moved away, and I started my education here at the university just because I worked a lot of jobs here in the Montana state, which were pretty hard jobs. They weren't easy jobs. They were pretty manual jobs. Where I got most of my muscle, that's what I tell people. But I started my education just on the fact that, you know, I really wanted to help my people. I really wanted to, you know, bring something home, because ultimately that is my plan. I do want to come home. I've been gone for a while. And I just want to be a productive member, you know, a member within a tribe that can use this education for our people, not just for myself and to make a better life. It was for my people, because we are really pitiful people. Not only, you know, with everything that we go through every day, but, you know, specifically my education goes towards the health care, because I lost both my parents there on the IHS system. And I knew what was going on, and I just didn't speak up, you know. So I found my voice, you know, after the fact that my parents passed away. But I should have, you know, I knew what was going on. I should have went and spoke up for them, and I didn't. I kind of just let the doctors talk at me, and that was kind of one of the main reasons I went to school. I wasn't gonna let them talk at me. I was gonna understand what they were telling me, and I was gonna come up with solutions myself. And I tried, you know. I went to school. I started there at the Little Priest Tribal College while my mom and dad were alive. You know, my dad was the main one telling me to go get my education. You're not gonna live forever. That was true. So I went to school, I did pretty good. I did pretty good here too. Kind of really surprised myself this spring semester. I ended up on the dean's list here with all that I endured while going to school here with late fees and, you know, people just not doing their jobs. I was pretty surprised with the Winnebago tribe, how fast, you know, I got in to even talk to you guys. It wasn't like here, you know, well, you have to wait for an email, you know. It was pretty fast, you guys. You guys really surprised me how efficient and well you guys work. It was just really hard just trying to, you know, I was working the system here while going to school. And, you know, they caught up to me. They caught me on one of my bills. And that was, you know, sewing. You guys probably see all the sewing me and my daughters do. You know, I'm not just sitting out here, just going to school, not doing anything. I'm sitting out here actually, you know, hustling my way through school. And that's, you know, what my mom and dad taught me. They taught me, don't look for handouts. You go and help yourself. So I taught my girls how to sew. And that's kind of how we made it through. Besides, you know, educational money, you know, it was mainly my sewing and my daughters helping me sew. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't easy, you know, going to classes, making a dean's list, dealing with all these problems that this college put in front of me. It wasn't easy at all. When I made dean's list, I cried. Who would have thought A's and B's would make someone cry? But I did it, you know. I didn't give up, and I kept going. There was days I wanted to give up. There were days I felt like, man, I should have just stayed at the tribal colleges. But that wasn't going to do anything for me. It made me a stronger person. It really did. It made me stand up for myself against a big university. Even on Friday after talking and getting all this paperwork in, I went straight to the president's office and I told him if I didn't say anything of what I went through here at this college, I didn't want to say it. You know, you don't want to believe in discrimination that it still lives here in this world today, but it does. Because that's what I felt like. I felt like I was being discriminated against until the president found out I made the dean's list, and he was like, I don't understand. You know, I don't understand what's going on. So, you know, I have the wheels rolling there, not only, you know, with asking you guys for help, I have the wheels rolling for standing up for other students here on Friday. I went into the president's office, and they said that they would get a Title IX investigation going on my behalf of what I've dealt with financial aid office and the registrar's office and the student accounts, all kinds of offices, along with the university villages. You know, they don't work as well as, I would say, as what the whole Trump Nation has, Winnebago Nation has showed me. It hasn't been that easy for me, because I ran into problems at every semester. But I didn't let that hold me back, you know, I kept going, and I made some pretty good, you know, connections with some professors here. You know, even one professor even told me I could be a writer if I wanted to. I kind of laughed because I wrote about the Winnebagos. You know, I wrote about what it was growing up there when I was little. You know, it wasn't what it is today. It wasn't what it is built in today. I grew up where the bar was where, you know, the basketball court is. I grew up where, you know, alcohol was rampant on the tribal reservation. But I've even had family members, you know, even fall to alcoholism and, you know, fall in the bad tracks. You know, and with the parents that we had, Matthew and Violet, it wasn't easy, you know, because we knew right from wrong. And I wrote about those things, you know, where my professor actually wants me to publish it. You know, they're really proud of not only me, they're proud of my people. They're so amazed with what we've done, what you guys done down there, that they want me to publish my paper. You know, I've even told them, you know, in our reservation, you know, we don't talk about this stuff. This is stuff we don't talk about, but if it's gonna help me get an A, and it did, I'll tell you. You know, when my professor, he was really surprised. He's going on to be a publisher, and he took my story with him. I wrote about, you know, just growing up there and what it is today. How, you know, you can't even tell driving through that you're driving through a reservation. You can't even tell that anymore. People want to stop there, people want to be there, all kinds of people want to buy a house, you know, there. Everybody wants to be back home, you know, and that's what I'm going to do for my kids once I'm done. I'm going to bring my kids back home. I'm going to show them what it is to be in Winnebago, you know, because it is a really beautiful life. I've been out here. I've been amongst other tribes. It's not like that. Tribes aren't like that out here. You know? They're not. People that stand up for each other are trying to help each other. I even went to the Blackfeet Nation on Friday because my kids are Blackfeet members. My two youngest, that's who I have on my lease. Melina on the lease. So I went to their programs. I asked them for help, you know. Tori said all I had to do is see if I could get help, and I went asking everywhere. I was like, shit, if my tribe can help me, maybe the Blackfeets can help me too. It wasn't like that, you know, they gave us the runaround, go ask this person, go see this person, go over here. I don't know, maybe you guys can ask Howard. We just don't help with that kind of stuff. You know, and I was like, even for people that are, you know, because there are a lot of Blackfeets that go to school here, but they don't get that type of help. And I was even surprised, you know, because it was kind of like, they just didn't want to help me. They didn't even want to hear me. That's, you know, I was like, well, my kids, you know, that taught me a lesson right there on that day, on Friday, that I asked my daughters that day, I was like, do you guys want to be in Winnebagos? And they was like, Audrey and Elise were like, or Audrey and Violet, my two oldest, the ones that grew up there. Audrey was like, I'm going to be a Winnebago. She was like, I'm going to go down there. I already started talking to them. So, you know, even me showing them how easy it was for me to, you know, get in connection with people and get help from my tribe and talk to somebody, actually talk to somebody to where it wasn't, oh my gosh, this person's asking for somebody, and you know, it's kind of just you get talked about, you don't get help up there. And I told my daughters that, I was like, this is a life lesson. I said, I'm going to relinquish you guys. And that was my, you know, we talked about it on Friday. I was like, we're not relinquish you guys, and we're going to move you guys down to the Winnebago tribe of Nebraska. That's just because, you know, I know if anything happens to me, at least they'll help you guys. They'll be willing to help you guys, not just leave you guys alone. So other than, you know, I'm sorry for crying and, you know, it's just my feelings were, I did all the work I was supposed to for them. It just felt like I was being discriminated against, always finding ways to rack up more fees on me and make me pay more and pay more and pay more, you know. I paid everything. I paid everything by myself. I didn't get to use tribal higher education program because I just didn't do the application for it. I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this with what they're gonna give me. And they didn't give me a lot, they just gave me enough just to get by. But when we made the dean's list, you know, it was something that I shouldn't have had to go through, according to the president's office. But it did make me stronger. As you can see, my voice stopped shaking. But, you know, I'm a very prideful person. I don't like asking for help. But this time I had to, you know, I had to put my pride away and, you know, see what I was really doing, what road I was really on, and my big goals of going back down there, you know, showing people that it can be done. Even though it's really hard, it can be done. I mean, I'm doing it with two little girls looking at me. They're not here right now, but, you know, they see me doing it. They see me doing all the homework. They see me you know, just moving along in my course of study, and it's been really easy. That part's been the easy part, the course of study. It's just the billing in the business offices that I'm having trouble with. As you can see, I did make the names list, like I say, but that wasn't easy either. You know, I studied my bougie off for those games. So I think that's all I really have to say, unless you guys have questions for me, like, geez, Flash, where'd you guys go? Nobody really knows me by Marsilia, they kind of just know me by Flash.
Well, Quesh, thank you for sharing all that, and for your write-up is pretty detailed. We think we know where you're coming from and appreciate your fortitude to keep going. Lorelei has a comment.
Marcelia, this Lorelei Decora, I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of you. And I want you to know your whole tribe is behind you. You keep going. And you bring that nursing skill back to our Winnebago people in our hospital.
Yeah.
That's the goal of this tribe, is to grow our own tribe members in the health professions so that they can come back here and serve our own people. So with that, I'm going to make a motion to approve $2,750 to the University of Montana, your housing rental agreement. And the $2,750 will come out of tribal council donations.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion.
Discussion. Good morning, Gwash. Glad you can be here with us. You know, it's really good to see that you're out and you're doing things for yourself and your family. And I like that you said that you were taught to not be looking for handouts, and you're giving that on to your children. And so that's why you're going to be bringing them back to be enrolled down here.
Yeah.
And so, you know, really appreciate, you know, what you're doing. And as Lorelei said, that for you to bring that skill back when you're done, to bring that back to our hospital so we can grow our own, and that way you can partake in the ownership of that hospital for us and with us. And so when you bring your children back, they can see, you know, they're watching you now, and to see that once you graduate and you come home and you start, you know, making those decisions for our hospital to better it, that they'll still be watching you and be that good role model. And so, you know, really hope that you take the help that you requested from us and take that all the way to the finish line until you get back home again.
Yep.
And
I
so,
plan on, I even been living on my daughter's dream. My daughter had a dream. She's my 14-year-old daughter, Melina. She was like, Mom, she was like, I had a dream. I had a dream we was living in Winnebago again.
oh,
That kind of, I hung on to that one.
well, that's the first step in a bigger picture for not just your daughter, yourself, but for your whole tribe's future. And so we all look forward to making that dream come true. Can't wait till you can make it come true and get back here. So with that, you know, we'll be watching and be waiting to see the outcome of your arrival back home. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Eric.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Any further discussion?
I just will add to my motion, I'm going to ask finance to call the University of Montana Housing to notify them that a check will be coming for the amount we approve so that they don't evict Marcelia
Yeah.
today. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Objection? Motion carried 5-0-0.
Oh my God. Thank you guys. Thank you very much.
Yep.
I will be home.
Thank you, Marcelia. Have a nice day and best wishes with your studies and all that.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to our next order of business, we have another thing to be happy and celebrate. We have another academic request from Lisa Whitewing. We understand Virginia Snake Bowman is graduating from Dartmouth, which is a very prestigious Ivy League school, and the family's raised some money and is looking for a match. We checked with the treasurer and the match is up to $1,000, so that would be, what the request would be. Lisa, did you wanna, share anything?
She's not on.
Maybe, okay. Well, Lisa White Wing has submitted this on behalf of her, is that her daughter?
Her niece.
Her niece. And it looks like the whole family's gonna make the trip out east, so that's really something to be proud of. Do we have a motion to approve a $1,000 match?
Move it.
Second.
We have a motion by Eric and a second by Isaac. Discussion. Objection. Motion carried 500. That brings us to our.
One more thing, they're also asking for a flag. Can we
Oh.
have,
Good catch.
With a flag.
So we have a motion by Eric and second by Isaac to include a flag from Ho-Chunk Renaissance. Any further discussion? Oh, we already voted on that, okay.
Yes.
All right, that brings us to our executive session item. Would you like a break, or would you like to go right into executive? Okay, all right. 5 minutes? Yeah. All right, well, I'll take the motion now to go into executive, and then we can transition into
How many kids do you have, John?
7.
Oh my gosh. You need a dormitory, huh?
Well, I get along with most of my kids' mothers today, and it's really hard to be a part of their life where I had to go visit them for a little minute time. I want to be able to just be in our own home security with them.
Okay.
Be home with them and teach them the same thing what that woman is saying, like get your life together first.
Yeah.
And do what God's plan is, raise a family.
Mhm.
But first have your own home,
Mhm.
so you don't go through what I'm going through today.
Okay. I'm gonna support the motion, but I just was wondering how many kids you had. so-
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, any further discussion? Objection to the
What, a
motion?
discussion real quick. One of the things that gets me is knowing that we put money over there. It's been 8 months, and this should have been done 6 months ago, 7 months ago.
That house is ready on top of the hill. Teresa Parker's old house. It's ready. I know this because I know the employees, Mickey Decora and that Kenny Brown, they finished it. It's done. It's ready to go. It's ready to be lived in.
How many bedrooms is that one?
4. And for what I've been hearing is that they're trying to give some individuals that lived their life and did their duties and raised their children, giving them a house now. Giving other people housing that done had their time of living and raising kids.
You know for a fact there's one there available?
That one on top of the hill, yeah,
The one you're
Teresa
talking
Parker's
about?
old place, yes.
Okay,
It's ready.
okay.
All right, any further discussion? Objection to the motion? Motion carried 500. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Eric, do we have a second?
Okay. You gonna,
Second
Tori, you
by
gonna give
Isaac.
them a timeline on making that happen?
30 days.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Objection? Motion carried 500. We're adjourned at 10:12 a.m. Thank you, everybody, for your time today.
You whipped us right
Yeah,
there.
well, I'm harsh. You know, like, it's just not right what's happening here.
I know.
I just need a small letter, if I could, from anybody that promising.
We'll get you those minutes, so maybe, maybe tomorrow afternoon, come get a copy of those minutes, think that's enough time?
Yeah, I can probably work on
Wednesday?
them. I can work on them and try to have them done today.
Okay, I just need to give that to my
Because
lawyer.
now I know how speedy I am.
Thank you, Kevin, for getting us set up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
You know, it's come to a point where I couldn't even talk to them people anymore.
I know.
Yeah, it reaches that sometimes the best thing is,
I don't wanna sit here and holler at people or disrespect people, but this is just ridiculous now.
I almost felt, what do they call that word? When you kind of lose it. I was in my car and I seen Harold walking by and I went vroom, vroom. And I was like,
Don't do that.
what if I lose?
yeah,
What if
then
I
he'll use
lose?
that on you, you know?
So now you're gonna have to like be the most efficient tenant because we're gonna be after you for one reason or another.
Stay strong, John.
Yep.
You got this, John, you're just sticking with it.
Hang in now.
The thing that
Keep
upsets
doing
me the
good.
most is we put money into that, and that was the very focal point
Yes.
of that money.
Yes.
Yeah.
She told, we
That's-
should play that meeting back. They told us within 30 days. We're going by what they told us.
Yeah.
I'm fired up. My adrenaline started running.
I mean, they hired contractors to get it done, it just, like, what the hell?
I just want you guys to know, Sam Tebow III, he's very grateful. He said, please tell the council, thank you for enrolling the baby.
Awesome.
He really